What is up, guys, and welcome back to an episode of the F1 Clash 2024 series. We are here for episode number 14 today, and finally we are here in Series 4. As you can clearly see here, we have acquired ourselves a new driver. We have finally acquired ourselves Carlos Sainz from the Ferrari, and well, for the first half of this video, it's really just about us trying to see what kind of drivers we can get, as of course now we're in this new series here. We do have a chance here to potentially get some new drivers, and while our pairing currently of Madison and Albon is still very good, these drivers could be pretty promising here. As you can see, looking through the crates to see if we can grab anything at the moment, and for now it was kind of quiet actually to begin, but we do have a couple rewards we can get, especially from this gold crate here, where we could potentially get some drivers, but we do get some boosts here as well. But unfortunately, we do not get any new drivers. Kind of just racking up the assets while we can here at the moment. But yeah, for now it's just really about us seeing if we can try to get some assets here. As you can see on the top of that screen there, we had Madison and Albon, but here you can see Carlos Sainz here. He is eligible for an upgrade, but you could see there for a split second that it was 64,000 coins, so he is not cheap to upgrade, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to rely on some potential luck here with some crates here. As we go to our next crate here, can we see if we can get another driver? That is unfortunately a no, as well, as we only got some more parts for our engine. But we do have another shot here with some more crates, just trying to see if we can get some luck here, but with these crates, to see if we can unlock some new drivers. I don't want to spend the CC points just yet, but at the moment it's not looking too good here. But we do open the next crate here, and well, unfortunately we just got Stroll, which is not really ideal. We actually haven't used him yet in this series, but we do catch a break though on the next day, getting a platinum crate, and the first card that we pull out is 31 of George Russell, which is beautiful. So we acquire another Series 4 driver. Russell, very good in terms of race start here. His qualifying is pretty decent as well, so he could be a very good asset to use later on in the series. And remember, we still have a couple other crates to open at the moment to potentially get some more drivers. We do have a couple free crates here, and in this first free crate, just getting some coins but not really getting any more drivers. We do get more of Russell, to be fair. He is now at 41 assets, so that should be pretty helpful for us. But in the second crate, luckily for us, we do manage to cash in on yet another driver. It was Sergio Perez there, the other Red Bull driver, so that was pretty nice to see that we could get him then. But that means now we have two extra drivers in our arsenal to potentially use. Perez unfortunately doesn't have the greatest qualifying, neither does Russell, but Russell can make up with his race start stat. Perez can overtake, but I would prefer a nice high race start and a high race start and a high qualifying stat. Apologies for that. But anyways, making our way through more crates, you're getting some more of these assets, but unfortunately not really finding the fourth asset or the fourth common driver in the series, which is Oscar Piastri here. Hopefully we can find him very soon. We do have a lot of crates to burn through. We do eventually get him in the end, but we do get a new exhibition here. I did hold off on this just to see if we can pull this off and give ourselves a chance to get more drivers, which we do, but unfortunately it's not what we want at the moment here. It's just kind of just getting the same old stuff. We do get some more assets, so we are getting close to upgrading that Hulkenberg. Not like it's going to matter much, but would be nice just for show. And we did get Piastri in a different crate as well. We did not get the recording for that, but now we have all four common drivers. The fifth driver from Series 4 is Kevin Magnussen, the epic version, so he's really only available in gold crates or higher, and unfortunately we weren't really able to find a lot of those, so we're going to have to wait off for him at the moment. But we're going to be starting off our first Series 4 duel against a guy with a 449 team score, so this is going to be quite interesting here. We are using a slightly different ladder. You may have seen there our team score is slightly less than, as we are confirming that we have some actual noise here during this gameplay, and so far the qualifying actually looks really well, and we are using Sargent and Albon, as this was run during the Williams team event, so both of these drivers had an asset boost, so it was helpful for us. We're going to give these guys some pretty strong boosts here, because remember, we are at the start of Series 4. We are pretty underpowered compared to some of the other guys, so we're going to give Albon the downforce boost and Sargent the self-control boost, just to ensure that this tire wear can manage in the abrasive sections of Bahrain. As we go to 5 red lights, and away we go. Then Sargent only gets an average start, but luckily Albon gets a decent start off the line. He initially actually gets bogged down, but then makes his way through. Sargent is now up into P9, and a good move then from the American driver. Make Albon there up into P16 then, as he continues to fight his way through. Now up into 14th, made that 13th there as he makes some impressive overtakes. Now he gets up into 12th as now the boost starts to come into play off that line as he is up into 11th. Sargent holding well there in 8th on the medium tires as he unfortunately falls down to 9th as I say that, but he is holding on pretty well so far. As for Albon, he is up into P11 and we are holding the lead, which is exactly what we need so far. Anyways, making our way down the main street, we're going to be doing a 3-2-2 strategy for Sargent, and then for Albon it's a 2-2-3 strategy just to avoid the overlap between these guys in the pit stops. So Albon's going to get the first pit stop here. He's going to go into another set of soft tires. Sargent will pit on the next lap and he will complete the race on 2 more sets of soft tires, and Albon will finish the race on the mediums. We're going to swap positions here, or at least try to swap positions, and they do so successfully as Albon now is up into 10th. It was kind of futile though, because in the end Albon is going to pit, but I didn't want to hold Albon up too much to the point where he was going to come up behind our rival. Sargent makes his way down the main straight then, so we're going to be pitting him onto the next lap. For Albon though, it is soft tires on for him, 5.02 seconds, so he will be making his way out of the pits in P22 then, or make that P23 as Stroll now re-overtakes him. But Albon there, he is in somewhat of some clean air, so hopefully he'll be able to come home and maybe undercut these guys as Sargent makes his way through the final sector then. Not looking too bad at the moment. But something I didn't notice here during this race was I actually accidentally pitted him onto another set of mediums. So I was actually expecting him to put on the softs, but for some reason I just defaulted to mediums. I don't remember exactly why, but I think I might have just brain farted there at the moment, as our rival is pitting, and one of our rivals just pitted. The other rival is on the hard tires. He will be coming onto the next lap then, as Sargent makes his way back out onto the track in P10. Albon is sitting in P13. As for Albon, I think he's going to be pitting on the end of this lap here just to ensure that he makes his way towards the end of the Grand Prix as we confirm for a pit stop for the medium tires. As for Sargent, well, because of the fact that he is on the medium tires, remember, he is still forced to make another stop in the end, so we're going to pit him once again because I can't make these medium tires last 4 laps, and we're going to be confirming that he goes on the soft tires as Albon makes his way into the pit lane there onto the medium tires towards the end of the race. 4.8 seconds, so that was better than the previous pit stop, so good on the pit crew for doing so as he is up into P21. And as for Sargent, he is sitting in P9 at the moment. We're going to push him until the end of this lap just to see if we can build a bit of a gap here to the rest of our rivals, but for now we're actually not in too bad of a position here. We're sitting P9 and P21 with a bunch of guys still yet to pit, so for our first race here in Series 4, this is actually going really, really well. Granted, we do have a couple boosts as well as the drivers getting their respective boosts for the Williams team event, but we can take the victories when we can here. Sargent's high qualifying definitely did help, and Albon's race start definitely played a bit of a factor here, as now we are charging up essentially for a push lap towards the end. Sargent is falling behind a little bit here as we are keeping him on conserve, but we are able to have that sort of buffer because his Sargent is not really approaching us that fast. In fact, Albon is actually pressurizing our rival Sargent compared to our rival Sargent actually catching up with us. So this is actually not looking too bad, and his other driver is not doing too well in P23. So this actually is working very well for us, as now we will put on the overtake here for both of these drivers and let them power their way around for one more lap of this circuit here, and it is looking good so far as Sargent now is up into P13. Albon makes his way up into P17 there. Now Sargent up into P12. Those fresh soft tires doing wonders there for the American. And as for Albon, he's also catching up towards P16 there, which is held by, well, Albon as well, except that Albon is in the Williams here, and Albon makes his way past up into P16. As for Sargent, into the final corner, then he's actually going to deliver quite a strong lap there, so much to the point we actually get the fastest lap and catch that driver, I think that was Sonoda, on the line. Albon finishes P15, so that is going to be a win for us here at Bahrain. So that's going to be a very strong effort from us as our rival comes home P21 and P22 then. So that is 24 points compared to his 7. That is another strong result then from us, and that is going to be, well, it was just a one and done result then for this. We spent the first half of the video simply focusing on trying to get the assets, and now it's going to be simply us just trying to settle into this series. We do get 5,000 coins there off the start, and we also get some extra pit pass benefits here, getting 160,000 from 6 of our friends here from Beanuts Racing. Thank you to all for doing that, which does give us a bit of a flexibility to upgrade, as we are now up to 1,781,000 coins here. But like I said, unfortunately, these guys are very expensive to upgrade. 64,000, which is still not cheap, and considering the fact that currently about 9 months later, I would say, 9 months later, that these prices are still in this range, it is quite annoying to see that. But I can't really complain, especially considering the fact that we are doing well so far, and as long as we can continue this momentum, we should actually be in a pretty decent position here to finish off Series 4 with a strong result. We are actually going to give Science the option to upgrade. He unfortunately is not really much better compared to the drivers we're using at the moment. Neither is Paris here, despite the fact that we are giving him another upgrade. That's 130,000 as well, and even then, he's still lacking severely there in the qualifying and race start aspect. But as for Russell, he could actually be quite some use here in the end. His race start is really good, so he might be able to offset that. We can upgrade him further to level 4, and well, he might be actually quite a good use then, as well as Piastri. So we'll have to see next episode. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time around.